What's going on, guys? Mike, aka Crypto Jewels. We're going to do a Bitcoin update. Obviously, it's been a very interesting day to say the least. So bear with me on this analysis. I'm going to do my best to keep this short and as simple as possible. But the simple reality here is that we are not in a simple area and a simple analysis when it comes to what's going on in the chart with Bitcoin. So I'm going to do my best here to try to explain everything that I got going on this chart. So zooming out on this thing, ultimately, what I believe we've got going on is a 1-2-1-2 setup, which is this one wave here, two wave, and then a one wave here, and then a two wave, and then moving up into our three wave, which could take us, up to 50K or so, 40, 50K. Obviously, we're not going to get into that yet until we end up confirming a bottom in place. But until then, we have this structure that we're dealing with, which has been extremely frustrating, extremely drawn out, and, sometimes even extremely boring. So with that being said, it's very difficult for me to make this as simple as I can. So just bear with me again. But I want to first point out a couple different things. So, first and foremost, we have just come off of a nasty, nasty bear market, right? Where any kind of bearish news would just destroy the chart, dump it like crazy. You had the FTX debacle, which kind of put in my opinion, our capitulation, which cemented our bottom. In my opinion, we have bottomed and we are working on our impulsive structure up. And since then, we've had some bearish news, not bullish news. We've had some bearish news still coming out, and price is not really impacted by it. So to me, that is uber bullish. When you are no longer impacted by bearish news and price does not act the way that it did previously when we were dealing with the FTX debacle and Celsius and Three Arrows and all the other different shit that came out during this nasty, disgusting correction, bear market, whatever you want to call it, where somebody could fart a bearish sentiment and the price would dump 25%. That's not happening anymore. So to me, that is an extremely bullish sign. To me, that means we've bottomed. The fact that we didn't get the flush out that we easily could have got. We were set up from a pure Elliott wave standpoint to get a flush out with any kind of bearish news to put in our C wave that I've talked about in all the previous videos that I've done, which would have been this WX, A, B, and then a nice flush out for a C wave. We couldn't even get that, with the news about Binance getting sued, which was this yesterday. So we got this flush yesterday with all right, let me zoom in just a little bit. So we got this flush yesterday with the bearish news on the SEC suing Binance, right? Got that nasty news. And then today we get the news that Coinbase is being sued as well, which caused this. And then guess what happened right after? You had this nasty spike of sell volume. And then immediately after, you had this huge spike, similar volume of buy, which basically reversed the entire dump that happened during the bearish news of the Binance debacle. So when that happens, typically in markets, that is a very, very good indicator that the bottom's in and that we're reversing. So I preface this analysis, or preface this analysis with the fact, even though that structurally speaking, from an Elliott wave perspective, this chart, in my opinion, is still calling for a lower leg. That absolutely 100% does not mean it has to happen. We have, technically satisfied, some pivot points as to where we could be bottomed. We easily, from an Elliott wave perspective, from a market sentiment perspective, just in general, this is an analysis and that's it. It's not fact. It's not written in stone. We have to do the best we can do with the given tools we have, and the given tool that I use happens to be Elliott wave. And at this moment in time, even though Elliott wave is calling potentially for another leg lower, it absolutely does not have to happen. We did break below this low here, which ultimately is what I wanted to see. We did not get down to what I had been calling for, 50% to 61.8% retracement. But again, it doesn't have to. We did make a lower low. We've got some divergences on higher time frames. So, ultimately, this thing could be bottom. So again, I really want you guys to all understand that this easily could be bottomed. I have been dollar costing average into all my altcoin positions, all my Bitcoin positions, anything and everything that I'm buying, I've been averaging into as we have been dropping because of this exact scenario. So analysis and trading are totally different tools and totally different mindsets. Analysis is, hey, what is most likely to happen? Trading is, for me personally, trading the key levels and understanding what could happen if the analysis goes against you. So with all that being said, I'm going to go into a couple of my scenarios here and try to explain this the best I can. So as you all know, I believe we are in a one wave up, and my primary was that this is a W, X, A, B, and then we were working on our C, which that clearly has been invalidated now because this entire impulsive structure that I had down as a 1, 2, 3 is now invalid. So that count that I previously had is invalid, completely invalid. So this still could be that WXY, as in a WX in A, and then we get this funky A, B, C for an Alt B up here, which is what this fib level is here, which is the target potential for basically a flat. So this structure would be an A, a B, and a C. This would be an expanded flat because we broke below, so we had an overshooting B here. We broke below this wave, we would have the A, we would have our A, B, which again, broke below that. So this is a flat structure. And now we would have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure up for a C, which could put in our alternate B wave. And from there, and typical fib extension levels for, for a flat, for an expanded flat are 1.618 and the 1.0. So this entire area could still technically be a correction, and we could, technically get our final Y wave, or I'm sorry, C wave in this case, because we're talking WXY, and this would be the A here. Now that I've explained that, that would be the, so you've got your WX, your A, possibly all the way up to 30,000 could be your B. And then you could have your C wave down, your 5 wave retrace down. So that is one scenario that is still possible. The other scenarios that are still possible is the fact that this could be an A, B, C to put in this larger circle W here. This could be an ABC to put in your X, and this could be an ABC to put in your Y, with the bottom being in here. What fib extension would that take us to? Let's see. So that would hit exactly at 618 right here, which is a valid fib extension for your Y wave. Usually they go to 1.0 to 1236, but they don't have to. Again, it doesn't have to. These are all key levels to watch, pivot points to pay attention to, you know, and reversal spots to understand that things could happen at those given spots. This thing hit the 618 right on the nose. I mean, it literally, it's like magic. So this could certainly be a bottom in that scenario. Or it also could simply just be an A wave. So again, this could still be our W, our X. This could be an A wave. This could be a B wave. And then you have your C down. That's possible as well. The other possibility still is that this is a leading in, sorry, an ending diagonal down. And what you would have, and this would be the WXAB, and then we have basically a three-wave A, a 2, an A, a B, which is just technically still valid. It's getting challenged, very, very, very challenged right here, because you cannot have this wave go above, or in this case, in this case, above the top of your 2 wave, which is at 27,463. And we currently topped at 27,383. So that raises a red flag that this count is not as likely as the other scenarios, but you could get rejected here, and you could finish your C wave down to put in your 3. Then you could have a 3 wave for a 4, and then you could have a 3 wave for a 5. So this could end up still ending up to be an ending diagonal in that C wave of our WXY. So that is still possible. The other scenario that is still possible is, let's see, yeah, this is a W. We actually already talked about that. Okay, so we've already talked about that. So now the bullish scenario. All right, so the bullish scenario, guys, really, and this is exactly why I was really, really, really hoping for a clean, nice 5-wave impulse down to put in our C. So we didn't have to deal with all of this, which we currently are dealing with now, which is frustrating. And from an analysis standpoint, not a trading standpoint, but from a pure analysis standpoint, you know, this can do so many different things. So we're not talking about trading, we're talking about the potential possibilities of what can happen from here. So from a bullish standpoint, what has to happen, we made a lower low, right? So let me zoom in here. So right here on this count, we've made a lower low right here. So this is not a 1 wave. So this is not a 1, and this is not a 2. Can't happen. That's not a valid count. So on the 4-hour, obviously, this is just a very impulsive structure, which if you zoom in on the micro, you can make a 5-wave structure out of this, and it lines up with fibs, being that you are in an extended 5-wave right now with a 1, 2. This could be a 3, a 4, and then a 5 whenever it tops. So technically speaking, I believe that we do have a 5-wave impulse off of the low, which would be ultimately a micro 5-wave off of the low. So again, in order for us to have a valid count or a valid bottom that you can actually rely on, you have to have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, right? You have to have a 5-wave impulse off of the low, whether it be in a regular standard impulse without any overlaps, or whether it be in a leading diagonal, which you would have overlap of your 3 and your 4. So I'm sorry, your 4 into your 1. You would have overlap, which would look corrected. But still, you have to have 5 waves. And then from there, you have to have a 3-wave structure retracing, hopefully to the 50% to 618% to the 61.8% retracement level. That's ideal. Again, like we've seen right here, that did not happen. We did not reach the 50% retracement level. We wicked below our 38.2%, but we did not get to 50%. So it doesn't have to happen. But what you have to have from there is an impulse through resistance and breaking back above the top of that top of that 1 wave or 5th wave, whatever. So this would then turn into a larger degree 1 wave. This would be a 2 wave. And then from there, you would be working on your 3 wave. So that ultimately is what we have to say confidently that the bottom is in. Again, not trading, but analysis. If you're a trader, then yeah, you want to, you from a risk to reward standpoint, you want to probably buy a dip if we get one, because you can set your stop loss just under here, and if it goes below there, then something else is going on, and this count becomes invalid. So we're not talking about trading. We're simply talking about analysis. This channel, this video is based on market analysis, not market trading. If you guys want trading opinions or trading specific content, then that's what my Discord's for. But that's not what this is. So again, we have to see this structure. And the excruciating thing now, because like I said, we didn't complete a full 5-wave down. So now the crappy part is that even if we get this 5-wave structure like I've drawn here, it still could be the C wave of this A, B, C. So that is exactly why you have to have, from here, you have to have a 3-wave retrace and then a break back above that. That's what Elliott wave says. That's the fundamental viewpoint of Elliott wave, and understanding impulsive behavior, whether it be in a bear market or a bull market, doesn't really matter. In this case, obviously, we're talking about an uptrend, so the impulsive behavior is up, not down. But regardless of all that, you still have to have a 5-wave impulse off of the low, being this low here, and then you have to have a 3-wave retrace, and you have to break back above it. So that's ultimately what we're looking for. And again, as of right now, there's so many different scenarios that are happening. There's so many different options that you can, view this as, so many different counts you can look at this as. But until we have real technical sound data that we've got a 5-wave impulse up and a 3-wave down and then breaking back above, I cannot confidently say that the bottom's in, unfortunately. So until that happens, you just have to base your trading and your risk management, everything that you've learned throughout your history of being in crypto. You have to use all those tools to your advantage, and you have to understand where to enter your trades, where to exit your trades, and where to, or put your stop loss, and then where to exit them once you actually get to where you want to go. So again, I hope this analysis helps. I know there's a lot that I threw at you guys, but we'll keep this thing updated and we'll go from there. And again, if you guys want more information, you want access directly to me, hop into my Discord. I've got a free Discord, and then I've obviously got my premium Discord as well. So see y'all later.